Well, so far they've demonstrated that they are not willing to accept any. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit of feedback in my ear from me talking, but they're not willing to accept any form of opposition. They've essentially fired at the air at protesters who tried to gather at Sanaa's university. It's important to note that one of the reasons actually why we're in Aden and not Sana'a is also because of the security situation there and the crackdown on journalists as well. 5 journalists were detained yesterday swiftly after that coup announcement was made. So a very precarious situation indeed. Aside from that, there have been protests also in southern cities where the Houthis aren't present. So places like Taiz have seen demonstrations in Bayda and in other places. These cities are also very wary that the Houthis could very well try and advance and send their fighters to capture them, particularly considering the significance of these southern cities and the fact that there are ports here. For example, the port of Aden, the security has been beefed up there, not only by the conventional security apparatuses like the police and the army that remain opposed to the coup and say that they will not take any orders from Sana'a, but also by popular committees that have been set up in order to protect the south, they say, from the Houthis' advancement. So a very divisive situation here, Fawzia.
It's certainly very divisive, and as we know, that Yemen is already a very divided country. No doubt this coup could only deepen the divisions even further. How do you see this playing out?
Well, it's very difficult to say the least, because it's not only division between those Houthis who are the minority who have essentially made this power grab and those opposed to the coup, but there's also divisions generally on those who want to separate from Yemen altogether. There's a large separatist movement in the south who view the turmoil that is taking place in Sana'a as a prime opportunity for them to advance their calls for separation. And we've seen them, some of them have been camped out here in Aden for several weeks demanding cessation. But also obviously a lot of people are waiting to see, in order to find out how this plays out, are waiting to see the reaction from regional powers, particularly the Gulf Cooperation Council, Saudi Arabia and others. For example, one of the main military opponents to the Houthis takeover was General Ali al-Ahmar, who was one of those in favor of the Arab Spring uprising that got rid of Ali Abdullah Saleh. He has been in Saudi Arabia since, and although his troops on the ground essentially were unable to prevent the Houthis from advancing on Sana'a, there is talk that possibly they are trying to get some sort of armaments from neighboring countries and maybe beef up their presence in places, particularly Hadramaut and other places in central and southern Yemen, to maybe consolidate and give some sort of on-the-ground tangible opposition. But it is very divisive indeed, Fawzia.
Jamal Al-Shayal there on the implications of the Houthi takeover in Yemen. Thank you.